Good morning, this beautiful morning, and welcome to Idea Morning Digest for the morning. We're sorry we started this a little bit late. Okay, moving forward, every morning we are faced with a world that moves fast, sometimes exactly as we predicted, and often times in a way we never saw coming. Our job is to pull back the curtains on those headlines. While we're just telling you what happened, we are unpacking the why behind the story, shaping education, tech, business, and the politics that hit home, the African continent, and beyond. And that's how we welcome you to the Idea Morning Digest for today, Thursday. And just so you know, I'm not alone. I'm always with my beautiful Gladys.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, viewers. Just stay tuned to hear from us and what we have for you this morning on Idea TV. I am Ilia Muchilo Gladys.
Wow, she said her full government name. That's exciting to hear. All right, coming up next, we are breaking down the biggest stories making waves right now, and more importantly, why they matter. Before, let's see the headlines before we take a very quick break. All right, the first headline is U.S. freezes visa processing for Nigeria, 74 others over welfare concerns. I also have federal government also signs agreement to end strike in federal universities. And moving forward, we have NCC 6 stakeholders input on satellite direct to device connectivity. And lastly, we have DANGOTE refinery says fuel scarcity era is over, assures stable fuel supply. Alright, we'll go on a quick break now. When we return, we're sure to give you the stories that we have for you today on Idea Morning Digest.
Facebook wasn't the first thing I built. I also built chat systems and games, study tools and music players, and I'm not alone. J.K. Rowling got rejected 12 times before she finally wrote and published Harry Potter. I don't know how to build a dam. I don't know how to get 1 million people involved in anything. Well, let me tell you a secret. No one does when they begin. Ideas don't come out fully formed. They only become clear as you work on them. You just have to get started.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us through that short break we just had. Alright, moving forward to the first story we brought your way this morning. The United States Department has ordered a pause in visa processing for nationals of 75 countries, including Nigeria, over concerns that applicants may become dependent on welfare and public benefits. The suspension is expected to begin on Tuesday and will remain in place indefinitely, pending when or immediately immigrant visa screening procedures. The move affects applicants from parts of Africa, the Middle East, Asia, Europe, and Latin America. Countries listed include Nigeria, Somalia, Egypt, Iran, Iraq, Yemen, Afghanistan, Russia, Brazil, and Thailand. A State Department directive has instructed U.S. embassies and consular offices to apply existing public charge laws more strictly, allowing visas to be refused if applicants are considered likely to rely on government assistance. Okay, this is this is coming amidst ongoing what is actually going on right now. The United States Department has ordered a pause in visa processing for nationals of about 75 countries. This is actually huge, I would say, and I will also say that to have a pause in this visa processing means a lot. It means that a lot is going on that day that they would want to likely look into and have a very strict record with the rest of the countries. And the countries included Russia, Brazil, and Thailand. We have Somalia, we have Egypt, we have Iran, we have Iraq, we have Afghanistan. Okay. We also learned that the move affects applicants from part of this part of Africa and the Middle East. All right, I feel at this point, Gladys, that over concerns that applicants might become dependent on welfare and public benefits. The suspension is expected to begin on Tuesday next week and will remain in place indefinitely, pending when it should be resolved.
Yeah, I feel this this process is a great one to the country and also the applicant. And the move is, will I say the aim is to, will I say tightening the migration checks for the applicants. That is why I feel this should be the aim of this visa ban. This visa, the processing of the visa. I feel the aim is to move the migration of the applicants and the applicants and financial support for the benefits of the applicants too.
I just feel at some point that they want to make it in a way that applicants will not be reliant on government assistance. They should be able to provide for themselves.
To look themselves.
Their finance should be balanced enough to have applied for visas, not going over there and then relying on government assistance. And I think they are making these laws more strictly now, so that and the applicants are considered likely to not to rely on government assistance. I think it's a nice one coming from there, and to me, I don't know if it's a welcome development. But anyways, it's taking place already. So whether we welcome it or not, it's already it's already going to take effect on Tuesday next week. All right, this is an amazing one. Let's move forward to the next story we have here. The federal government and the academic staff union. All right, I'll take that story again. All right, the federal government and the academic staff, universities, ASUU, have signed a landmark agreement aimed at ending recurring strikes in Nigeria federal universities and restoring stability to the academic calendar. Unveiling the part in Abuja on Monday, Minister of Education Dr. Tunji Alausa described the agreement as a historic turning point for the nation's tertiary education system, saying it would rebuild trust, improve lecturers' welfare, and guarantee uninterrupted academic section. Central to the agreement is a 40% increase in the university lecturer salary, approved by the National Salaries, Income and Wages Commission, to take effect from January 1st, 2026. Academic ratio will not comprise the consolidation university academic staff salary and an enhanced consolation academic stool allowance to support research, publication, conferences, internet access, and professional development. This is another one that the federal government and the academic staff union are actually looking forward to ending recurring strikes in Nigerian federal universities. Is actually a great one, because looking forward, towards the academic sections, we've heard of recurring strikes over the years. I can remember a while back then in school, you hear about 8-month strikes, students going home, and to me it's not actually helping, because this is setting them backwards, not encouraging them enough. And most of these students do not have handworks. Now them going back home and sitting down waiting for the government to do something about it, you see that at the end of the day, most of these students end up doing unlawful things in the country, because they've not rounded off the academic year in school. They're trying to get a job for themselves. They're trying to help themselves the little way they can, which I don't think is appropriate. I don't think it's a very nice thing to do. But at this point, that the federal government and the academic staff, university, have signed a landmark agreement aimed at ending recurring strikes in Nigeria federal universities and restoring stability to the academic calendar. I think it's a great one for the year 2026, and it's a very welcome idea by me, because students will be very, very happy that they will go back to schools and their school, and they don't need to be going over the strike issue
over and over again.
At this point, I feel the government is doing handsomely well to look into academics in Nigeria. These are the things that we as Nigerians look forward to, the rebuilding of, the school structures and putting everything in place. I think it's a welcome idea by me, and I feel that Dr. Tunji Alausa, he also described the agreement as a historical turning point for the nation's tertiary education system. It's actually a great turning point for the education system. Yes, it's actually a great turning point for the education system at this point. One thing I get to know is that there is joy when salary is being paid to workers, to teachers, and they have this joy in within them to want to teach, to want to lecture, to want to pass what they already have to pupils already, to students. You understand? When salary is held back, when other things are held back from lecturers, you see this sadness.
Sure.
And this sadness can be passed
to the
students. That's one thing that I've come to understand. It can be passed to the student, like, we're not being paid. Why are we coming to lectures halls? Why are we coming to educate people that we've not been paid for? You understand? Every worker deserves a wage.
Sure.
Yeah, that is it. And I like the fact that this development is going to give students a renewed hope for education in Nigeria.
System in Nigeria.
Yes. You sometimes see students speaking among themselves. They'll be like, how I wish I didn't get admission into this school in Nigeria. I wish I had gotten admission outside the country.
Most in a private school. They'll be like
exactly.
School.
And most of them will be like, it's better I go to a private school. Most of them will be like, I want to travel abroad and continue my studies. I'm tired of Nigeria system, because it's like the system is failing us and all that. But with this on ground now, I believe that there is this hope coming back to the education system again. Gladys, what do you have to say?
But there's a but in this. I have a but. You see, not just talking about this deal or the agreement. Is the problem here is how to implement it. We have had what they've said, the federal government and ASUU, they have assured us, but this assurance should be something they will do, because we have been hearing this over and over. We've heard about this when they say ASUU and federal government have settled. Before we know it, they are back again. What happened? They are back again. They're always back. You hear the settlement has been done and everything, they will go back to section. Then before you know it, ASUU have called on strike again for another thing, which we don't know. And I believe this deal is expected to address a long-standing dispute for funding, conditions of service, and university autonomy, paving the way of more for stable academic calendars. Yeah, this deal I feel is a good one, and I wish it continue as it has been said. It should be done that way, because many Nigerians are realizing, Nigerian students, especially those in the federal universities, they are facing a lot about this strike. Imagine you starting your university at an early age, and then because of strike, and you finish late, then you'll be thinking about how life is. You'll be thinking the life ahead. How many years do you have to achieve this? The way you've planned, so many people, like say, if you ask most of the Nigerian students, especially those in secondary school now, if you ask them, when will you want to finish your universities? You say, okay, how old am I? You might be 15 in your SS3. Then you'll be thinking, oh, I will graduate like 25, or how many years to come, or 20 years. Or you'll be thinking, you calculate your years and then calculate how at the age you are, then think of when you finish and when you go for your NYSC and the rest. Before you know it, ASUU have added more years to it already. So,
and that will be
delays. And most of the students, they don't want to engage themselves in work that they will cease off, because you're going to school and you are working. It won't balance well. And some places, they don't want to accept workers, and you want to leave just like that in few months. You want to leave. So this deal, or this deal is a good one, and this coming true this coming true for us and for the students of Nigeria. We believe and we trust that the government and ASUU will do just as they've said.
I just feel that at this point that they've promised is going to be a stable system. It is going to be a stable system. I want to take that as a promise to the students of Nigeria that it is going to be a stable system. And we look forward to it being stable. and we having hope again in the educational sector.
System.
Yeah. All right, moving forward to the next news headlines we have here is the Nigerian Communication. The Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, has launched a 6-week public consultation on the possible introduction of satellite direct-to-device D2D connectivity in Nigeria, a move that could transform mobile service delivery beyond traditional tertiary networks. In a public notice, the Executive Vice Chairman of the NCC, Dr. Aminu Madian, said rapid advance in satellite and non-tertiary network technology now make it possible for mobile devices to connect directly to satellites, with significant implications for coverage, resilience, and digital inclusion. According to the Commission, satellite D2D connectivity would complement existing mobile network by extending service to undeserved and underdeserved areas, providing backup connectivity during network outreach, and strengthening emergency communication nationwide. The NCC said the initiative is informed by findings from its 2024 cluster gap study, which identified 87 connectivity clusters affecting about 23.37 million Nigerians, as well as ongoing global discussion ahead of the World Radio Communication Conference 2027. All right, the Nigerian Communication Commission, NCC, has actually launched a 6 weeks public consultation on the public introduction of satellite direct-to-device connectivity in Nigeria. That's a great one, and it's actually a huge investment there.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the move is to transform mobile service delivery beyond traditional tertiary network. Now, transferring mobile service delivery beyond traditional tertiary, that's an amazing one there. It's a public notice. The Executive Vice Chairman have said, this is an advance in satellite and non-tertiary network technology. Now it will make it very, very possible now for device to connect directly to satellites. Very, very direct to satellites, with significant implication for coverage, resilience, and digital inclusion. That's a very, very, very important one there. So, according to the Commission, we're hearing now that connectivity could complement existing mobile network by extending service to undeserved and underdeserved areas. Now, it will now provide network backup connectivity, very, very important, and during network outreach and strengthening emergency communication nationwide. I think this is very important, especially for the rural areas.
Yes, it is.
Because if you check what is going on right now in our communities where there is no stable and strong network connectivity, you see a lot of crime happening around that area. And when these things are happening, it is hard for them to reach out to the outside world. It is hard for them to have network to at least communicate to people that can get them help. Just like what happened recently in one of the states that we're hearing that many people were adopted and they had time to even burn markets and do other things. They had time to bring in boss to take a lot of people. In that process, one person can actually make calls to the police, but you find out that most of these areas do not have network connectivity. So I feel that at this point, it's a very strong one and a very good one here, because it will help them to, it will help us to have a strong network connectivity, and could, it could help in this existing mobile network by extending service to undeserved communities, like I said. Very, very important. So the NNC said initiative is formed by finding from its 2024 cluster gap study, which identified 87 connectivity clusters affecting about 223.37 million Nigeria, as well as ongoing global discussion ahead of the World Radio Communication. I think this would actually go far for us in this country.
Yes,
I think it's a very powerful one there.
The move is a good one.
It's a good move.
And I will say their aim is to expand the network and also encourage especially those in the rural areas,
the rural communities,
so that to help out. Because if you look at most of the communities, before you get network, there's especially mobile
very, very
network.
high.
It's very, very high.
Sorry to cut you short, and now they are saying it's going to be connected directly to the satellites.
Oh,
that is actually making a lot of sense to me.
And they should, would I say, is a plea. If they are installing this, they should find a better place that the network will be more stronger. And will I say there should be a specific network, even if there will not be any other network working, but there should be a specific one that no matter how it is, whether it's cloudy, it's raining, there should be where you will communicate to someone in one way or the other to help out. Because these days we are in a digital world now,
of
so
course.
we have to be connected.
I feel that the undeserved communities should actually have this access more, because that is where you get poor connectivity to network.
Yes.
And it's very, very dangerous. And I like the fact that this could complement our existing mobile network by extending service to these areas. So I like the complement that comes in with it. It's a very, very welcoming one. And really, it's good that this is coming at this time around. And like I said, that in this year, like I used to always discuss with Cynthia, that in this year I see it with a lot of hope, and she will be like, is it the hope agenda of Tinubu hope agenda, whatever that is. But the truth is, it's coming with a lot of changes, both in our academic section, both in our network, in our refineries, all that. And I like the fact that it is touching every area. Aspect, it is touching every aspect of it. It is going round, and we are getting our structures back. We are trying to connect ourselves back to the system. Now we can now proudly say that, or should I say, I can proudly say, let me speak for myself, that the government now is for the people, with the people and by the people. And I believe that that is actually working. It's a gradual process. I know that we are getting there gradually. Sure, but this network aspect is very, very important, because there are sometimes that you want to do a lot of things online, like you said rightly.
Even Gladys, in the urban areas, we still have shutdowns of network.
It's a digital world where we need network, a strong network connectivity to do a lot of things. So I really commend this a lot, because it's going to help all around. Both the urban and the rural areas are going to have this strong network connectivity with all this put in place. And one thing Cynthia will always say, she will say, it's not about bringing it to the people's notice. It's about implementation. So we're looking forward to this being implemented, and we're seeing it for real. Because we want to see, we want to also feel the effect of it. We want to start using it and start testifying about it, like,
we heard of it and it's happening.
And it's happening already. So I will always say that I believe that it's going to be implemented, and things are going to work well. It's still on hope and belief. Anyways, all right, let's move to the last story that we have here today. DANGOTE refinery says fuel scarcity in Nigeria has ended with the removal of petrol subsidy as it continues large-scale delivery for refined products nationwide. The company said it is supplying Nigeria with premium petrol that meets global standard, helping to stabilize supply and price across the country. Speaking in Lagos, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Dangote Refinery, David Bird, said the refinery produced world-class fuels that meet Europe 5 specialization, replacing substandard imports. He said the facility's scale and operational flexibility allows it to maintain high outputs even during maintenance, while exporting petrol to Europe and jet fuel to the Middle East. Dangote has actually done a lot when it comes to fuel and other things. Should I add cement to it? But that's not what we're talking about right now. So this Dangote refinery says fuel scarcity in Nigeria has ended with the removal of petrol subsidy. That's nice. And it continues large-scale delivery of refined products nationwide. The company said that it's supplying Nigeria with premium. I love the word premium. Premium petrol that meets global standard. I'm liking it a lot, because that is one thing we actually want in this country. A country where we know that our petrol, our fuel is coming down cheap for us, that we can afford to goose goods.
Good.
Because one of the things that makes that adds to the high price in
Price,
goods is
price.
transportation.
Sure.
You can say it's transportation, because you cannot tell me you are transporting from Lagos to Abuja and you're buying fuel of how many thousands, and then you are giving the consumers at a cheaper rate.
Wait,
It's not
no, it's
possible.
not going to be
So
possible.
this is actually a very nice one from the Dangote refinery, looking into the fuel challenges. And right now, I think that it's going to work for us, and it's going to help us in a lot of ways. Gladys.
Yeah, you see, will I say the company Dangote Refinery has been doing greatly well, and for the past years or months, I have observed that. Just imagine this feast period that just passed this December. People were traveling, and I never had anyone complaining about high price of fuel, transportation, because of the fuel increase and the transportation is now high. No, this time around everything is going well. For the first time in January too, you are not having increase in your, will I say, your transport fare. The place you come from and where you go is still same. Since I started coming to work, my transport has not changed. I'll be like, even when they want to increase it, I'll be like, Oga, calm down now. Fuel is still normal price now. Why are you highing the price? So this company has been doing well, and they have assured us that it has been stable for us. Now the price is stable and fuel will be available. It's just for us. We Nigerians too, we should help ourselves. Even when there's no increase in price in fuel, you see most of the traders or the will I say the fuel stations, they are increasing the price, and then everything will now go back to us. Even when they have made it easier for us, then we will now make it harder for ourselves. So I believe this is a, will I say, is a great news, and a good one at that, for the Dangote refineries and for making this easy for us.
Okay, Gladys is saying it's a good one from her end, that it's making it easy for us. And will I say same for myself too? But all right, moving ahead because of our time, let's back with short to dive into the discussion segment that we have for you about insecurities in school and how it can be addressed. It's an interesting topic right there. But before we take you right to the topic and what we have for you, we'll go on a quick short break now. When we return, we're sure to give you the rest of the stories.
Number 6, digital twins for cities and industries. Digital twins, real-time virtual replicas of physical systems, are expanding fast. Singapore has already built a national digital twin to simulate urban planning, monitor traffic, and manage energy use. In manufacturing, companies like Siemens and GE use digital twins to model factories and machines, cutting downtime and improving efficiency. During the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, organizers tested digital twin technology to manage crowd flow and logistics. Analysts at Deloitte predict that by 2026, nearly 70% of large industrial companies will use digital twins in some form, making them a core part of operations.
Welcome back, and thanks for joining us. All right, right about now, we started our discussion segment. And the topic for the discussion segment this morning is insecurity in schools and how it can be addressed. Insecurity in and around schools has become a major concern in many parts of the country. Incidents such as kidnapping, attack on school premises, and general threats to students and teachers have disrupted education and created fear among parents and communities. Addressing this challenge is critical to ensure a safe and conducive learning environment. Now, key forms of insecurity in schools, we have kidnapping and adoption students and teachers targeted for ransom, leads to school closures and physiological trauma. Aimed attack and violence attack by insurgents, bandits, or criminal group, disruption of school infrastructure and loss of lives. Cultism and gang activity, presence of violent group within or around schools causes fear, intimidation, and disruption of learning. I'm glad that is another big one there,
Yes,
talking about
it is
insecurity
security.
in schools. 2025 is one of the year I can say that we had huge record of insecurities in schools. You can see that it tells that lots of our students were adopted at that period. A lot of them lost their lives. A lot of them went missing because of the high rate of insecurity
Security.
as for 2025 that I can tell. It has been happening other years,
Yes,
but
but
2025
yes.
topped it. To me, it topped the
is.
chart of insecurity in schools, and this is actually not making sense because it's causing a lot of damages in our education system. And it's making a lot of students resign from going to school, stop going to school, because there is this fear that when they go to school, they might not return. And having this fear, a child that have this kind of fear in him or her will not want to continue going to school because of the safety of their lives. They'll be like, oh, going to school now, what's the need of going and not coming back at the end of the day? And this will put a lot of fear in parents that want to let their children, especially to the pupils going to to boarding schools.
Yes.
Sometimes I just want, the borders. I just want to say here that most of our boarding schools, the way the locations they are being built is actually attractive for, should I say, is giving this attraction for more kidnappers and
more
violence
attacks and the rest.
Yes, because sometimes you see all these borders, you see their schools inside
the bush,
where you can only find the school.
Yes,
and the surroundings is filled with
just
bushes around. And when you go to such boarding schools, you discover they do not even have high security to secure the school environment. And in such schools, we have 100,000 millions of students in that place. What about their safety? Is their safety not important enough for the school to look into and have
get a better security system?
Good security that will guide and keep the place safe for students. But right now we are getting school buildings here, and it's not about having a school here.
Yeah.
It's about having, should I say, let your school be in an environment where
it is safe and in a better place
where there is high security because of the life of the students involved and your own life too as the owner of the school. So this is actually causing a lot of fear among students. You see them not wanting to resume schools because a lot has been going on, especially me now escaping from the hand of kidnappers. Maybe that day I was in school and such a thing happened and I escaped miraculously. I won't want to go back there. I won't even want to go back because the trauma alone is something to talk about. These are growing children that it is hard for things to just leave their head. When children have encounter with all these terrorists, bandits, and maybe most of them, maybe when they are kidnapped and released afterwards, that child will not remain the same. It needs time. It needs a lot of therapy to bring that child back to the reality. So we are saying that insecurities in school is high, and today we're going to be looking at causes of these insecurities. What are the main causes of insecurities in school? We have poor security infrastructure and around schools, like I mentioned. Pure security infrastructure in schools, just like I mentioned. We have adequate presence of security personnel, inadequate presence of security personnel. They are not many. You just in a school of million, you just see 2 security men at the gate.
You see an old man.
Exactly. You employ somebody that cannot even run.
Somebody can run for
5 minutes.
5 minutes. True. Old man.
It's a very big one there. Inadequate presence of security personnel weaken the ability of parents to take their children to schools. school is very important. Formal
It
education is very important, especially to our growing ones. But in a situation
Shouldn't
whereby
make
the
it
school is not secured, you will not want to take
go
your
to
child there.
school.
You will not want to take your child or put your trust your child to such school.
At all.
And we also have weak community involvement. Weak community involvement. We have poverty, unemployment, and social unrest. Poor fencing and lack of access control.
True.
Poor fencing and lack of access control is very, very important. Like I just mentioned, that you have your school built around bushes, where you just have bush and road.
Some are not even fenced.
Some are not even fenced, properly fenced. Where you just have
half fence, half
Exactly.
that even the child can jump the
over.
fence and jump over to the
It's a
other
very
side.
serious
So,
matter that the government needs to look into, especially our government schools, even our private schools. Because
they need to look into it.
not having good fencing around the school can add or can contribute to people invading the school premises.
Yes. People will just be walking out. You don't know who is who.
And they're seeing every activity happening in the school. You know that without proper fencing, somebody can just climb somewhere and imagine how the school structure is.
Not at all.
And plan their way around it and get inside, adopt children, get children, kidnap children and take them away. And it's very, 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 very bad. And we also have insufficient intelligence gathering and early warning system. There is no warning system. There is no sufficient intelligence gathering anywhere. The school is just like that. You're just gathering people's children. Future of tomorrow, according to us, we are the children. We are the future of tomorrow. We are the future of tomorrow. If I say we are the future of tomorrow, I'm also making sense.
Yes,
I think I'm making sense. So with all this, gathering our futures of tomorrow in one place, and not providing adequate security, not providing good fencing, not providing like very strong security personnel guiding these pupils. At the end of the day, you're hearing about, especially in rural areas, in rural communities, we have a lot of schools that are not fenced. We have a lot of schools that are not being looked into. In fact, they have a lot of schools that don't have chairs, they don't have tables, they don't have a lot of things, even board. Modern board,
like an abandoned building.
Yes, it's just like an abandoned building. So we are saying that the government has a responsibility of looking into these schools. This is where the Minister of Education comes in, to look into this poor infrastructure in schools, to put things in place and make our children comfortable and make the environment comfortable for learning. Gladys, what do you have to say?
This matter has hit up so many parents, so many Nigerians, so many people talking about this insecurity, especially in school. Just imagine last year, you cannot just count how many schools were attacked bandits, herdsmen and the rest, kidnap. It's a lot, it's a whole lot. You cannot just imagine your child growing with this trauma. Imagine a child of 10, 15, 12 years old. You're facing trauma. It's not going to help them grow, because their mental health is at stake. Their mental health is at stake psychologically. They might be in class, but their ear might be ringing what happened before. They might be thinking, what if what happened before happened again?
They won't even want to. They will not be focused.
Imagine now school has resumed and those people that were attacked, or the previous schools that were attacked, if they come back to their environment, their learning environment, how do you want them to feel? How are they feeling right now? Is it that they are feeling, just imagine them coming to class and whenever the teacher is around, they will be like, I just pray nothing happened. They have this in their mind. It will take a long time for them to adapt to this system again, that them being in the class, nothing will happen. It will be a long time. So it's not easy. Even you as an adult, having a trauma is not easy for you to overcome and get used to it. Then imagine a child, a small child, a growing up child that is facing this kind of traumas, and you expect them to be fine. No. The federal government should please look into this, especially the government schools. You will see a school like like it has been abandoned for years and people are going there to learn. You'll be like, is this thing is this a school? No, it shouldn't be. These children, they are our children, they are our siblings. They deserve a conducive area of learning. They do. Even the private school, you as a principal or a manager of a school, you should look at your location too. Locations matters a lot. You cannot just come one day and because you see an abandoned land where you feel okay, this place is okay. Is not secured and you feel I want to start a school here. No, you should look at your location before having a proper foundation for school, for any school. It matters too.
Exactly.
The foundation of the foundation of schools matters.
Exactly.
So they should look into it. Whenever you're starting your school, it should be well fenced, well furnished. It must be well secure. So you shouldn't have the life of students or life of children at risk because you just want to have this financial will I say you want to have a way of having this coming in income. No. So seriously, the government should look on this insecurity and it should be addressed. We know the government are trying, but they should put more effort because these children, they need a conducive place of learning. They shouldn't be having this heartbeat every day they go to schools, and parents will be at peace. Me sending my daughter or my son to school to go and learn, then before I know it, they say they've kidnapped my son. How will you feel?
You won't be happy
you
at
won't
all.
be happy at all. You'll be like, they remain itself or they shouldn't go. Just imagine your parents they're not well educated and they just feel, okay, these children, they need to have this knowledge. Then you having your children to go and learn and you being called, they have been attacked or is dead because they were attacked. No. It's not something that you want to hear about your children. So the government should look into it more and do better. And those who are, will I say, if you are planning on having a school, you should look at the location, the environment should matter, and you should do what you're supposed to do. And even the staff, everybody around, as far as you're a staff, you're a security personnel in the school, you should be vigilant. They should be vigilant at any time. Whosoever you see come into your environment and you don't know that person, you should ask questions. And and also the children should know who is this person. This is that's why they said there shouldn't be much people in the class. You should know who is your classmate and who is not. Because these days you can't tell. They are using so many people to interrogate. Even small child, they can use them. So they should know the kind of people, the number of children they have in the class. So it will help a lot because you can't tell who is coming in and who is going out.
Exactly.
So they should be more vigilant.
That's an impressive one coming from Gladys. We hope that the government would look into our school system. Now, let's look into ways insecurity in schools can be handled. Strengthening physical security, proper fencing of school. Now, to strengthen insecurity, like to stop insecurity, we have proper fencing of school premises, installation of gates, lighting and surveillance system, controlled entry and exit.
Sure.
You know, we do control of exit and entry and exit points. It has to be very properly managed.
Yes.
Then we have development of trained security personnel. You have to have trained security personnel. Of course, they should be trained ones. Community policing, very, very important. That's why you have to have the school location at where there are people around, because they are going to help look out for you, and you should get them involved. That is why we said community policing and neighborhood watch system. Neighbors around, so you stop having your school buildings at a location where there are nobody to account for anything there, where there are just bushes bushes cannot account for you now.
Not at all.
You have to have the school structure where you would have what? Community policing. Very important. Early warning and intelligence sharing, encouraging timely reporting of suspicious activity. That is why we are so capitalizing that the school should be in an environment where it can be seen by people, not only passerby, where it has other buildings around, where people would report suspicious activities. When they see suspicious movement, they can report to authorities very, very quick, and you can get quick response. And it can save us from a lot of future damages. Is very, very important. Use of local intelligence network. That should not be ignored too. That should be involved in it. We also have government policing and funding, full implementation of the Safe School Initiative, adequate funding for school security infrastructure, clear national and state level school safety policy. It is very, very important we have all these things on ground. Student and staff awareness is also another thing that is very important. Safety drills and emergency response training, education on personal safety and reporting threats. Reporting threats should be carried with high, I don't know how to put it, should be very...
Should carry it high. It shouldn't be something just...
Yes.
They shouldn't take it just.
Report threats, just... please. Because a lot of people be like, let's just scratch it. It's not important. They are just saying... It's not important. What you're taking not to be important will become disastrous tomorrow. So reporting threat is very, very useful. The use of technology. You can see that most schools do not have CCTV camera. They don't have alarm system. Even when something is going on, they do not have CCTV camera to capture the aftermath of what has actually happened in that environment. It's not only that, they do not have alarm system. So nobody can ring an alarm system to even get the police awareness that something is going on. So that's the reason why, okay, even if you have a CCTV footage in your school, a camera in your school, it should be in a location where it can be reached very fast, especially during emergencies. Because if it is not in a location where it can be reached very fast, before help would come, before security personnel will get there, a lot of damages has already happened. And remember, you cannot take back the hand of time. So you cannot start saying, I wish I knew. So these are the things we do to prevent what? To prevent harm, to prevent insecurities in schools. These are the things we should do to prevent insecurities in school. Emergency communication channel between school and security agencies, very important. They should be put in place. Now, we also have role of government and society. Government, for instance, provide leadership funding and security coordination. Very important. Schools enforce safety rules and maintain secure environment. Maintain secure environment. Now, for the parents, you monitor children and support school safety efforts. Make sure you are supporting the school efforts in putting safety around the school around the school environment. Support it, because sometimes you call for PTA meetings and most parents don't go. You should go and know what exactly is going on. You should go and know how you can contribute, because most schools are not that financially strong and enabled to get all these things. They need the support of parents. That's why we have PTA meetings. When you're called, you should attend to know exactly how you can put in your small efforts. Your support is very important for the safety of not just your child, but a lot of children there. My mom used to say, every child is your child. Every child in the street is your child. So, yeah, I will take that for that. All right. We've taken you through a lot of discussion about insecurity in schools and how to handle it, and community participation and sustained investment in security measures. When schools are safe, learning can thrive, and the future of the nation is better protected. With this now you have in mind, you would know that it is very important we actually come together as family, as a country. across all our social media platforms at Idea Television. Do well to follow us. Drop in your thoughts, your comments. What do you think? What topic do you want us to talk about in the next Idea Morning Digest? If you have any, this is the time you reach out to us on Idea Morning Digest. We'll be very, very happy to hear from you. Call us, reach out to us, follow us via Instagram, TikTok. Call us, reach out to us, follow us via Instagram, TikTok, WhatsApp, and all. I'm even mentioning it. We have our numbers there displayed, so you can reach out to us, and would do our best to reach out to you too. And that is where we'll be saying thank you and thanks for watching. And from Gladys, you say
Bye for now.
bye for now.